What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Shabazz. Welcome to the channel. So, My Hero Academia chapter 333 just dropped. And let me tell you guys, I was happy and I was sad at the same time. Feel me? But before we get to the review, do me a quick favor, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's get into this review! Ooh, 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 ooh. Alright, so the battle to the death between All For One / Shigaraki and Star and Stripe is definitely still continuing for some reason. Last chapter, if you remember, she hit him with that new ballistic galaxy intercontinental championship, whatever the fuck, and he survived it and he reached over to her face, and that was it for the last chapter. So fast forward to this chapter, All For One has a monologue with himself about how much he hated One For All and New Order and how much they were working together. So back in the day, he will strategically place villains all over the world, and they will always get thwarted by All Might and Star and Stripe. All Might would deal with the domestic villains in Japan, while Star and Stripe, she would deal with all the international crisis. Say what you want about All For One, he's pretty crafty. Not gonna lie, that boy pretty crafty. Like he just happens to be running into the number one hero in Japan and the number one hero in the U.S. So like, if it was anyone else, I feel like his plan would have worked. But All Might, golded, Star and Stripe, waifu, she goaded too. So his main goal in all of this was to complete the transformation of Shigaraki, get One For All from Deku, and then after that, he'll take New Order from Star and Stripe. So it was a 3-step plan. However, like a bunch of chapters ago, Star and Stripe was like, oh nah, Japan's in trouble. All Might's no longer a hero. Let me step in and be Captain Sable. So she kind of like rushed his process in order to finish Shigaraki up, and then like his process of finishing up Shigaraki, taking One For All, and then after fighting Star and Stripe. So he knows the potential of One For All, right? Because he made the quirk, he knows the quirk. So if he could combine that with New Order, it wouldn't mean just the end of Japan, bruh. It would mean the end of the entire world as we knew it. So that his plan, if it works, bro, shit, oh my god, it'll be so difficult to come back from. But Star and Stripe, she came through and kind of rushed his plan. So Shigaraki, although he has a lot of quirks, he's imperfect. He's not 100% of what he could be. It seemed like he had one based off the last manga panel in the last chapter, until she says, and I quote, "I, Kathleen Bate, will not decay." Let me say it again. She said, "I, Kathleen Bate, will not decay." Fuck is you talking about? Fuck is you talking about? Yeah, not like that though, but yeah, just like that. But although she didn't decay because of the New Order, she couldn't place a New Order because while that happened, Shigaraki, All For One, whatever you want to call him, he took it. So that basically made her previous statement null and void, because you need New Order to place the order, and since it was taken away, her order couldn't happen. But he got a little too greedy with his new acquired power. He basically was like, yo, I got a new power, I want to just straight out launch it, right? You ever got like a fresh fit in school, like winter break, like your mom or your auntie ever got you like hats and hoodies and stuff, and you pull up the next semester, the fly fit, you want to flaunt it, like, hold on, wait a minute, hold on, yeah. So basically, that's basically how it was, right? So you know how in with the quirk New Order, you can only set 2 rules. Star, I'm gonna just call it Star, because Star and Stripe, that's mad work. Star set a trap for him on the off chance the lasers couldn't get there in time. The preset order was New Order will revolt against the other quirks. So as soon as he tried to activate the quirk, all of a sudden all his quirks started repelling against each other. It kind of felt like a eternal war that was going on within his body. All the quirks was like, nah, like, we don't want to deal with this because she crazy. Just go crazy. Where? So now Shigaraki, All For One, he's weakened. because of the new order to revolt against all the other quirks. And basically, like as he's deterring, as his body's like destroying itself on the inside, on the outside, the lasers of the pilots, they're all shooting at full power. Like they're like, yo, we about to get this motherfucker right now. Because at the same, like while this is happening, her body is slowly decaying. Because he hit her, with the Mang last chapter. This chapter, she couldn't like, she's like, oh, I will not decay, but her quirk got stolen. So while all this is happening, she's slowly decaying and slowly passing away. So the pilots were determined not to let her sacrifice go in vain. So now in this kind of like scenario, All for One is seeing like All Might's ghost in New Order. It kind of makes sense because she idolized him. She became a hero because of All Might. So it kind of makes sense of how the whole story comes together, right? She salutes All Might one more time as her body slowly decays, and that's pretty much it. She says thank you for everything. It goes back to like a panel where when she was a kid and he saved her life, and that was basically it. And when I tell y'all I was crying like a little baby at 12 in the morning on Sunday reading this, I was like, yeah. I love how her story came full circle because All Might saved her as a kid, right? All Might beats All for One, but at the same time, he loses One for All and can never use it again. And then Star becomes the number one hero in the US, and she beats, bro. She lost, but at the same time, I feel like she won because like now moral victories don't count in anime, but if we make an exception to this rule, that's definitely one of them. Because like although she lost, I feel like definitely like she left like a parting gift. So we know that All for One is gonna survive, right? But the question now that Star is over, she gone, long lost another waifu that I can never have in my life. Sigh. We don't know how he survives though. However, it kind of got foreshadowed. If y'all peep in the end, the last panel, you saw like a flying normal that was over there. So if it was me, because he mentioned, oh, I have to get rid of this quirk. I have to get rid of it. I gotta get rid of it. So if it was me, they're gonna give New Order to the normal, and then let the normal just die, like just kill off the normal, and then that's how they survive. Or they give it to someone else. I just feel like All for One cannot keep it. Either he has all like New Order here like, by itself, and there's no other quirks, or gives New Order to one that flying normal that's in the last panel, and then from there they just survive. So what happens next, right? Because we haven't seen Midoriya in it feels like a long ass time. But before we can move forward, we must look back, right? In terms of Star, I wanted her to see All Might one more time, even if like it was like a brief moment. I wanted her to see him. I wanted her and Deku to establish some kind of relationship, some of that commonality because they both idolize All Might in different ways. But yeah, I feel like there was way more that they could have done with Star, and I feel like we got cheated. Not gonna lie, I feel like I got cheated, son. Like they introduced a dope ass character, and they had a lot of room to like show her character development, kind of like a Night Eye, and for her to be killed off like that so quick, like I feel like it happened so abruptly. Like she was introduced, and then it just poof, she's gone. So I'm like, damn, like what the hell. But where do we go from here? I'm excited as hell. Maybe in the future Deku gets word of it, and then he's sad because he wants to meet her, or what. Like we don't know. There's so many angles and directions that the author can go with this. But that's all we have for today. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.